weeks at times, although she knew I was like that before we got married. Though we have 3 kids in 6 years, I have not much of a relationship with my family. My profession took all my time. She slowly slid into depression because of lack of care and loneliness. I didn't call much, but I was faithful. She couldn't believe it because my looks always attracted look. And says one time I came back from a trip. I met her crying with a bottle of disinfectant in her hand. It dawned on me to change things. I begged her for weeks and canceled trips I had. Today I don't travel that much, and we go on vacations every 4 months. Sometimes I travel with her. Now she is fast becoming an audio engineer. Thank God. Wow, he had to share his own experience. We also shared a story earlier of a woman who committed suicide due to the depressive thoughts she's been having, or her depressive situation, or her husband being
not being available.
Yeah, being a habitual cheat, so to speak. And so she committed suicide and all of that. But hey, your story, Fred, is quite
inspiring, right?
Inspiring, yes. And he had to understand, if he didn't, assuming he didn't come at that time when, she was holding that disinfectant, what would have happened? What would have gone wrong?
Wow.
Well, I thank God for you, Fred, and your family.
Yeah, attention is very, very important, especially when you need attention of your partner, somebody you trust. Trust is a very important aspect or element of us as human beings, and it's not cheap. So when you share that with somebody, and then that person is betraying it, or is betraying, it's a tough place to find yourself.
True.
So maybe you might want to check on those you love right now. You never know. Someone might just be thinking. You might be hurting someone now, and you feel like, if you like, wound yourself. Truly, truly do mean that. Anyways, it's a good time for us to wrap this up and get into a family talk. Shall we?
Absolutely.
The family, considered the smallest unit in a society, but the most powerful of all. It is where habits are formed and values are instilled, one person at a time. For society to get it right, family plays a major role. Get ready to talk family on Family Talk with the Tekes. Now on your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hello, Lagos. Once again, welcome. This is the Family Talk with the Tekes, where we discuss the biggest family conversation on radio. And today, yet another topic is in the oven. And for those who are on social media, you already have an idea of what the topic is all about, because we have posted that on our social media pages on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube, where you can find us streaming live. And then on Twitter also. Already some people are commenting on that on Twitter. But what is this topic for those tuning in on the radio?
So we're talking today the culture of entitlement in families.
Looks like we're going to break some tables today.
We are going to shatter some tables.
Now, that culture of entitlement is on both sides. It's on the side of those who are expectant, and it's also on the side of those who are, paying what they call black tax. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If you have an uncle that has the money,
and you're the recipient.
You're the recipient. So the recipient also has some level of entitlement.
Yeah.
The giver also has some level of entitlement, because sometimes we talk on one side. But today we're going to touch a bit on both sides.
Yes.
And find out your personal experience and why.
Why
Is it so?
Which takes me to this question. Why do family members express that sense of entitlement towards each other?
A deep question to ask. And is this culture encouraged directly or indirectly by parents? Have parents found a way of just saying, this is your brother. Your brother is your brother.
Yeah.
What you have is your brother's own.
Yes.
Statements like that.
Yes.
Oh, maybe the idea of that was to
inculcate love
and
family bonding
and sharing.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could be interpreted to mean that it is now
Whatever my brother owns, I should own.
It's now like a mandate. So if a person, the recipient, is thinking that it's a mandate, it now becomes a problem. So
Yes.
and then there's that sense, that's entitlement.
Entitlement.
Have you had some family members visit you? They just
Or
come
live
and
with you.
you just they'll just be entitled, like, this is my brother's house, this is my sister's house, this is my uncle's house. In fact, they'll be so entitled that even the spouse sometimes might be feeling the entitlement.
Yeah.
They might just be declaring the spouse, say, this is our family, you came to meet us, that
Yes,
kind of thing.
yes.
So we want to break some tables, if possible, and talk about this and find out, because it has its own effects.
Absolutely. And then we want to find out the negative implication of this kind of culture. And also if there are positives. Are there positives to this kind of culture? The culture of entitlement in families.
Those are the questions we're asking today on the conversation of the culture of entitlement in families, especially in Africa.
Absolutely. Especially in Africa. We also want to find out from you if you have a personal experience and you would like to share, where that you have been the one having that feeling of entitlement. Because let's even tell ourselves the truth. Let's agree that yes, we have felt entitled to our brother's wealth or our sister's wealth. We have felt entitled to our brother's love, our sister's love. We have felt entitled to something that somewhat we do not deserve. We haven't earned it. We kind of feel that sense of entitlement towards our family members. Also, have you experienced your brother feeling entitled over your wealth, or your sister feeling entitled over your belongings or towards you? Right? Do you want to share that with us as well? Let's have a bit of those stories.
Absolutely, indeed. And then someone might be asking, what is this entitlement? If you want to give a definition to it, what does it mean? So it's just, how do I describe it? It's a simple manifestation of, or let me say, it's something that occurs when parents emphasize some kind of equal treatment, as it were, of children in the family, and then demand for equality then gets superimposed onto the business. Or let me say, it's something that occurs when family members make demands that are based on perceptions of fairness, or based on family equality. Like with family, it's just fair that you act. You just expected that it should be this way. That's exactly how it can be put. It has become a culture that is almost becoming a law or a norm in our society, and it has also crept into not just our society generally, but even specifically in our political system. That feeling, your brother is a senator, you just feel entitled. And we have also encouraged it over the years. For example, if someone in your village right now, in your family right now, ask yourself, or as a person, because we want to shake the table, is a senator of the Federal Republic, or is the governor of states of this Lagos state,
You just expect.
Would you be celebrating, let's say, your brother becomes the governor of Lagos State, or your uncle, or wherever, your family member? Will you just be celebrating that? Automatically, first of all, you won't even look at the views to be in the political party. You say that's my political party. No, you will support by force. And the idea is not because you actually agree with the views, or no. It's because it's your family and you're already entitled. You feel that it comes with entitlement. You are not in government, but you're already in power. You start hearing statements like, well, things like that.
Yes.
So that entitlement, that family entitlement has come. And if the guy is not performing, or maybe he's not giving you stuff, even your village, you can hold meeting and say, you are governor, and you are not,
You're not doing anything for your family.
You get what I'm saying? So yes, this entitlement has gone beyond just within the family, even our society at large.
So we asked the question earlier that could it just be that this culture is encouraged by our parents? Right? Could it just be that, this culture started from our mothers and our fathers who, in their own bid to instill love, in their own bid to instill togetherness, in their own bid to instill, oh, he's your brother, she's your sister, that bond within family. And then somehow along the line, when you get to a stage where you should now understand that you're an adult and you're responsible for yourself, now that value that has been instilled, it becomes difficult for that person to understand that, see, as much as this person is your brother, you are still responsible for yourself.
That's right. And you're a human being. Your head is on your neck. That is not to say that you are trying to put the family apart. Because entitlement itself can put the family apart.
True.
Saying that you should be responsible for yourself and realize that nobody really owes you anything. It's a privilege. It has become a norm because people have come to accept it as a good thing. But it doesn't make it a law. It doesn't make it your right. That is where the argument is. Because some people just believe that it is a right. Once it's a family member, I'm entitled. Once, I'm entitled so many. There's so many. The entitlement comes in different forms. It could be that, you are using benefiting from it through their, maybe they have a facility. You're just entitled to it, generally.
Yeah.
You're entitled to their wealth. You're entitled to their connection. You're entitled, you can just, pick up your phone and just say, I'm so-so-so-so's brother. And you're now feeling entitled, even with other people, just because you're that. So, guys, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this? Have you had a personal experience? Did our parents encourage it? Are there positives? Are there negatives? What side of the divide do you belong?
0700 993 993 993. The female only line is 01-465-7190.
You can send a tweet at Nigeria Info FM, and the hashtag is WL, Nigeria Info WL, hashtag the Tekes, hashtag family talk with the Tekes.
The phone lines are buzzing. A few people would want to share their story, most likely. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
So I had a personal experience,
Okay.
and I feel like society it's okay. That's why people do these things. So I know people. I have family members, and I have friends who get upset with me because they feel like they're not using the opportunity well. And I'm like, why? I shouldn't. I should be able to do my own thing. We should be encouraged to do our thing. And they're like, yeah, but this person can do this for you now, just one phone call. And I'm like, no. So the general public, there's this thing where they feel like, as long as I know the person and the person is a politician, I have to eat out of it. So I think it's more of a cultural thing. If you cannot understand the kind of pressure I'm under sometimes, like, just call now, just call. And I'm like, no. You can do it yourself. You don't have to call people. I think it's a really, really bad habit. And perhaps, like you said, families encourage it because I wasn't raised in the kind of family where they say, oh, because you're the oldest brother, you have to do this for your sister. You don't have to do nothing for anybody because then they start to feel like you owe them.
That's
Do you
true.
understand?
Yeah.
So I think it's something cultural, and we need to break it. And adults need to own, they need to take responsibility for their actions as well. Even if you were brought up that way, you owe yourself to do the right thing. So we need to stop saying he's in the family, he's inbred. It is not. You're an adult.
All right. Well
Thank
said.
you for sharing. Now, she said something very profound.
Yeah.
How that parents will grow up and say, hey, you are the older one, do this for your sister.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the older one, do that for your brother.
The older you
And
are,
then
the bigger your meat.
your responsibility. The bigger your responsibility
Little.
over your younger ones. Now,
Yeah.
not that it is wrong, not that it is bad, but what I think that some parents fail to do is to also teach them independence.
Yeah.
So as they grow up to that adult, stage of their life or phase of their life,
They're still dependent.
They're still dependent. You see, that's why they say elder ones, firstborns. If you're a firstborn, shout out to you. Oh, the Lord is your strength. Oh, shout out to you.
Yeah, but
because your younger ones keep coming back to you.
yeah, as a
What-
standard.
They keep coming back to you, depending on you for clothes, for shoes, for connection, for these. And then there's that. If you don't do those things, you become the bad one because
Absolutely.
they feel like that is your responsibility. They have been taught or programmed to take all of those from you, that they are entitled to all of those.
Absolutely. Now, would it be fair? Would it be a fair statement to make to say that this sense of entitlement has promoted some kind of laziness amongst some category of people? You could answer that, Lagos.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good
What's your
morning.
name?
Good morning, the Tekes.
Good
morning.
morning to you.
Let me apply What's up, Lagos?
Chester Live.
Thank you. It's so bright.
All right,
Welcome.
let's talk.
Thank you. I researched on this topic because it has more demerits than merit.
Yeah.
More population increase, it had merit.
Yeah.
But now with population, Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy.
Yeah.
Love and belongings are the middle.
Yeah.
That means there are things you must meet before you get to love. One, you must meet the physiological need.
Yeah.
Food, clothing, shelter. Then you go to safety need. But now the economy is harsh. It's not really easy. And the whole thing is born out of the victim mindset in that my father trained him to university and now he must do it to me. He doesn't want to. He's eating the money. He's even a governor or senator. He's eating the money alone. It's born out of victim mindset. It encourages wickedness and evil in the society. So my solution is that we should follow the U.S. pattern, social security.
Yeah.
Let everybody be the government eases our pain.
Yep.
Once you feel like Americans feel America, that's why they work tall as the Americans. Let all of us feel Nigeria. Then your brother will not look at you say that he must put all his problem on you. He knows that no, he has his SN number and the government will give him some benefit at the end of the month. They share clothes somewhere. Mortgage will provide accommodation. And society will be well. Ideas will now reign because
Right.
American statement is ideas are capital, the rest is just money.
Okay.
Right now, Nigeria, money is the idea. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Well said. Well said.
Right. So he came from both psychology and went all the way to politics and
Yep.
went all the way to. So he took us right on a journey.
Absolutely. And I mean, social security is key. And we understand that it's poverty in the land.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't change the fact. In fact, that's not going to change in 20 years. It's not going to change in 15 years, in 50 years. Poverty is not going to change. It's not a bad, it's not a doom. I'm just saying it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a plan. Dubai planned 50 years ago, this way they are. So we're talking about now, this situation that we're in right now. And entitlement when something's not abused, if something is not, if it's a privilege and it's not abused, you keep enjoying it. But the moment you abuse a privilege or you convert a privilege into a right, now that you've abused it. So at that point, it now causes problem.
The question is, do they see it as a privilege?
That's why they've changed the privilege as a right. That's what gives them the entitlement.
That's what I'm saying. That do they see it as a privilege? You have
They
to
don't,
understand
they
that
don't.
it's a privilege first.
Yeah.
For you to say, okay, I can now appreciate this. I
They
don't
change
deserve
it
this.
from their mind. They change it from a privileged status to a right status. And that is what makes them to abuse. That's what leads them to abusing it. So that's where we want to agree. Some people will tell you right now. I saw a tweet just. The tweet was almost suggesting that it's only right that family members should help. We're not denying that families should not help family members, but when it becomes an entitlement to the point where, at the detriment of whoever,
It's providing that help or providing that support.
it comes from many angles. My father helped, like the caller said. My father, this guy is my father has paid the school fees now. He's now a big man. Was there any signed agreement that because your father paid school fees, he has to
If
help?
I am going by that,
It's just out of fairness.
if I'm going by that personally, right? If
Yeah.
I'm going by, my father helps people and so they should help me too. I'm supposed to be like a billionaire right now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm supposed to be like a billionaire. I
Me
could just
too.
make a phone call and, get things right. But that's not, it doesn't work that way.
That's right. That's right. It doesn't. But that's the society we live in.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, well, my name is Samuel.
Welcome. Go ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay. I am of the opinion that there's nothing really bad in brother assisting or giving us.
And being entitled. We're talking about
Yeah.
entitlement. Yes.
Yes, there's not. I don't see anything really bad in that because normally, if you want to look at it from the Western culture, so it's not really like that. But in this part of Africa, the level of poverty is much, and we don't structure things in the way that seems to favor everybody.
Okay.
So, like in the Western culture, you can see somebody that is not working and they have benefits from the government and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Ours is not like that here.
So you
And
okay.
I think if one has the resources, there's nothing bad. But we shouldn't see it as right.
All right.
So,
Okay. I mean, the last statement just contradicted what
Everything
you
he
said. You know, we shouldn't see it as a right. That's exactly that's the bone of contention here. You know, seeing it as a right.
Yeah.
Because that's the way people see it. That's sense of entitlement.
Right.
What are the positives?
Exactly. I was going to ask because we said earlier, we asked earlier that what are the positives to this and what are the negative implications to this. So we're not saying outrightly that it is wrong. Obviously, there's some sense of positivity in it.
Yep.
Which it could be that there's sense of would I say belonging to the same social setting or to the same family unit. It could also mean that I love my brother and my brother should love me back, which is nothing wrong with that. You know, there it could also mean that we share a certain bond that we shouldn't break. But we also know that there are other negatives to it.
Yeah, and one of them is that abuse and also that sense of entitlement,
which is what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. We're asking you if there are positives. Go ahead, defend it like the last caller until he said the last statement he said, and then if you've had a personal experience, you can share with us.
Right.
All right, a few messages before we wrap this up, and certainly we shall have a part 2 of this, right?
Okay, so on WhatsApp, we have Patrick from Ogba says, good morning, the Tekes. If only humans can really understand that we own nothing in this life, the only thing I know we are entitled to legally is our husbands, wives, and children, if which death can still do us part. Okay, he says, so let's not be too into all these things. All right, let me see. Another coming from Adams. Adams says, the black tax discussion, it can be tiring, especially when you are the firstborn. It got to a point that I was solely depressed because I felt the weight of the world on me because I had to work to provide for others. It's painful sometimes. All right.
So the mindset of entitlement is also, could you have been encouraged by those who also are giving, who are allowing it? For example, like that gentleman, he said he was overwhelmed. But I mean, he
encouraged it.
He cannot stop it because generally he has come to believe that, well, maybe they're entitled to it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we also, maybe tomorrow, right, when we can have a part 2 of this conversation, we'll look at the root of it, the very, very foundation of it, which I want to believe comes from the family setting before it comes all the way to the society.
That's right.
So we'll delve deeply into this next time. Right now, we need to wrap this conversation up as Power Solution is up next.
Absolutely. So, guys, do not forget, you can still go on the socials where this was streamed and drop your comments there. And we know the conversation will continue tomorrow. Like Andrea said, we'll have a part 2 and get to the root of the matter. The roots of the matter. And so that we can, dig this deep and get the best out of it. Remember that you can follow us on our socials. Andrea_Teke on Instagram.
And on Twitter as well. And he is Collins_Teke on Instagram.
And Collins Teke on Twitter. Or just Google Andrea.
Oh, Google Collins.
God bless you.
God bless our homes.
God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
It's What's Up Lagos, baby. Get set.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.